kind of performance with a normal muffler. That's all to do with the straight pipe. So we're gonna stick this son of a bitch in fucking probably in, I don't know what that is there, probably B1. We got this big fucking thing behind it here. We're gonna just step it out of the way. Hey guys, how's she going today?
Not bad.
How about you? Well, gonna start putting some red on the old 6000 here and get the red on, and then that way we can get the hay header brought up in here with it that way. I don't really want it in here when we're painting because it's black and it'll end up turning red, so but Dad's just getting it set and make sure everything's right before we start on the more important parts of the machine. So all of this stuff here, you don't really see it when it's got the header on it. So if things weren't quite right off the start, it wouldn't be a fuck up that way. But anyway, I suppose keep on painting here and I'll bring you back when we've got something done.
She just loves it in the barn.
She waits there. She waits right in front of the gardening tub.
We're just short on paint, so I'll have to get another can of it next time they're open. See, the weights are a bit thin and around in the back here a little bit, but got enough of it done at least that a guy can start working on some other stuff. We used up the rattle cans already, touching some stuff up. Gotta do the hubs with them yet, obviously, but minor details. So anyway, get out of here and let this thing dry, and we'll talk to you here tomorrow morning. So next morning, been out here all morning putting things back together and taking tape off, putting stickers on. Mint. Only thing, forgot to paint that one red. I forgot that it isn't covered, but such is life, right? Fucking phone. I put some grip tape on here and a couple little strips here because that's where you gotta step when you wash the windows and stuff. And I've almost slipped and died I don't know how many times off of this fucking thing. Would be kind of cool actually is if it had a couple steps over here, but now that it's diesel, I won't be filling it up with jerry cans anymore, so I won't have to fuck around like that to try to fuel it up anymore. So that's all right, not quite such a big deal. I gotta wire this light yet. The old LED was no good no mo, so we'll put that on there. The McCormick donated its slow moving sign. See that? Italy. Where that sign goes on the McCormick sucks shit. You can't really see out the window when it's on there. It gives a big blind spot, so it ain't going back on. Put some reflective tape on where it's supposed to be. The only thing really left is the rims, but we'll do that here after. Got a little bit of red to do on the roof and a couple touch-up spots because we ran out. The lift arms here, I'm not painting that because that goes inside the hay header. You won't see any of that anyway. All nice new stickers here. These ones here I just taped over to cover them up. Worked out all right. See, I still have tape up there I got to take off yet because we got to do the front part of the roof there. But yeah, I don't know. I think she turned out pretty nice. But next step here, I think, is going to be fire them up, back them up a few feet, and try to get the hay header slid in, and then we'll pick it up with the swather. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't really tell you that either. So I got these stickers made, aftermarket of course, NRG signs in Verdon, where I get all my stuff done like this. They've done a fuck of a nice job like usual. Couple things that aren't quite. These are supposed to be silver, and I forgot to tell them that, so they're white now with a silver outline. Actually, I think that looks kind of neat. And of course, the case is supposed to be bigger letters, and then small international. They're all the same size, but whatever. And it used to be a 6,000. Now that it's got the diesel in it, 6,500. So I got those stickers made for it. Change it up a little bit. The old 6,000, she looks pretty good. And you remember the issues last couple of years when we were swathing with this drive pulley would always fuck up on me? That the part swather has the heavy duty pulley. Well, I got the Lauren Hortness special now. This is all custom made. Machine shop, guy that I go to all the time for all kinds of things, made this up for me. It's 40 pounds of aluminum. The center part here now is a whatever the fuck is that, 5-spoke or 5-stud trailer hub. And then this is the original pulley. He cut the center out of it and bolted this filler piece in to attach all that. Drilled and tapped holes in the hub for these bolts to hold this piece together. In there are the trailer studs that come this way. There's bearings stacked inside there, and then this is the stub shaft to drive the header drive shaft. And then he made a new plate that everything mounts up on, so should do the trick, right, Keegan?
Yeah.
Good enough.
The car's driving itself.
The quad's driving itself? Yeah, because you left the choke on probably.
No, I turned it off.
Oh, and it's still driving itself.
Yeah.
Is there ice on the throttle maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
You never know, right? Oh well. Anyway, talk to you in a few. Well, I just painted the rims on it here, and I did something different. Usually I tape and paper all the way around them. What I did this time is I sprayed the tire down with WD-40, and then I just wiped around the edge of the rim wherever I oversprayed with the penetrating oil, painted the rim, and then wiped it off. Fuck, that worked pretty good actually for something little like that. I don't know if I'd want to do it on a great big tire or not, but worked good on here. Just need some red now to do the hub in there after the fact, but like I said, I'm all out, so anyway, I think it looks not too bad anyway. It's not quite the right gray, but it's good paint anyway. Krylon. I've got a lot better luck with it than I've had with trim clad, so anyway, looks not too shabby. See if Amanda and Dad are done with the McCormick now and we can wheel that header in. My plan is I'm going to try and just set it on these little wheelie carts here, or at least the one end, because we've got to come in with it sideways. It's wider than the door. Try and push it in here and get it in front, and then see what we got to do from there. So 'tis the plan. Whether it'll work or not, yet to be seen, but you'll find out at the same time as me. no, there's no chain in there.
Ouch.
Sharp.
Yeah. Okay. Which part is loose?
I think it's
Ow.
steel sliver.
Yeah.
That's nice. Is it the universal joint?
Well, there's some play here, but there's something in between too.
I'm gonna have to pop that thing apart and see what's in there. Well, it's been a little bit since I made a clip. We lost a calf here yesterday morning, so we spent the day yesterday getting a replacement and trying to get them mothered up. And of course she wants to fight a little bit and be stupid. She wants the baby, but she's not really sure. I don't know. So I fucked around, got her tied up in the corner so that she couldn't kick at him and just keep turning. And then Dad had a cow that had a set of twins last night, and the one little heifer calf is sucking good, but the bull calf is a little bit dumber, so he's been fighting with that all day. And on top of that, it's been 80-kilometer-an-hour wind and snowing and a complete whiteout. Perfect. Really nice. So anyway, back to what we're working on here. You seen in the last clip, I think it was, we were just kind of opening this up and I didn't really explain much, but what was happening is there's a half moon key like this, but this is the wrong size, it's too small. But it was all, it was smushed over, and there's about a quarter turn worth of play. And the way this thing works here, there's your input from the swather, which would be there. I don't have the pulley on yet, but would go on to there at the drive shaft, comes down here and runs that, which in turn runs this set of gears here. And then there's a small drive shaft there, back into the top crimper, and that's on a drive shaft so that it can float the crimper there if you have slugs come through or a rock or whatever, right? So there's a quarter turn of play, which was less than ideal. Initially we thought this was a chain case in here, and obviously it wasn't. So we pulled things apart and found that key. It had buggered up the shaft, so I just built it up with JB Weld, put the key in, let it set up, and drove everything back together. Things were fucked up here. Someone had fucked it around pretty good. You should be able to just undo this bolt, which is how it is now, and this whole thing swings out so you can get the bolts undone all the way around. Well, they had things all bent and wrong bolts and just shit. Like you see this mess here, this is all homemade. We took this all apart and got it all squared up again, because you can see the pulley was cutting its way through that tensioner rod. So in order to get things apart, we had to make holes in here, less than ideal, in order to get those bolts off, to get the cover off, to get that loose, to be able to roll it out, if you follow my drift. Anyway, that's all fixed now. So the next step of the puzzle here is going to be, I got some RTV, like ready-make gasket silicone, and I got this little bit of crap there yet. Wipe it down one last time, and we'll put some on the cover, get the cover into place, and put the bolts in, and we should be good. All of this was loose and ready to fall off, and there's bolts missing here. Few things to do. I mean, I got a bit of a deal on it because it obviously wasn't perfect. There's a few more things than I thought, but that's why we have it in here right now. So anyway, I'm gonna get that figured out. I got the rims painted gray. I don't know if I showed that or not. Usually I tape and paper it off. I can't remember. I think I said this already, but I just used WD-40 around the tire, wiped the rim, sprayed the paint, and then wiped the WD-40 off. Works good on a little tire when you can just paint it right away and then wipe it off, but for something big like a tractor where it's going to take you probably a better part of an hour to get the rims painted, I wouldn't use that because the WD-40 dries up. But anyway, I got someone phoning me here, so I will bring you guys back in a few. Look at them big bastards, JB Weld. Holy! Don't need a fucking welder anymore with stuff like that around. Oh, well, I suppose that's got that done up. Now I want to make a door here because we're missing the cover. Go to a guy in town, he's got a metal brake. Bend me some hangulations there and we'll make something of a cover anyway. And then it's got one bat that's missing. Something that the guy neglected to tell me when I drove 11 and a half hours to go pick it up. So anyway, I got quite a bit of money out of them off because of that. We have that old 8380, the parts machine out in the pasture. It's also a 16-foot hay bind. And it's going to work. We just have to do a little bit of MacGyvering over here. See how this is not all the way to the end because of this orbit motor that drives the reel. This is right to the end, so got to move it to there so it will clear the orbit motor, and then get that hung and blah 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 blah. But anyway, guys, I think that's where I'm going to leave you for now. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. And I guess talk to you guys in the next one.